There you go.
Have we
There you
started?
go. There
Okay.
you go.
So, testing. Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, well, so this is My Medicine's Family Talk Show.
Yes.
And I am Juliana Olubu.
I am
And
Joshua Olubo.
Okay, let's go. So on today we've been talking about Mary Medicines. We'll be talking about, my mind just went straight to something else, sorry about that. So we'll be talking about, last week we spoke about remarriage. So if you have not seen the video, it's on our social media, so we encourage you to go there and check. It's good for you, seriously. You will love it and you will enjoy it, and it will bless you, to bless your marriage. And it will bless people around you as well, not just for you, but you learn and you teach other people. It's very important. So one more time, we welcome you to Marriage Medicine's Family Talk Show. So on this episode today, we want to talk about we want to discuss one of the most critical topics for couples, okay, and which is divorce. You know, a lot of people send messages to us about what they want us to talk about, discuss about, because it's like it's blooming in their heart and it's causing a lot of havoc. So we've been sent here by the grace of God. Okay, so okay, come back, be serious. Okay, be serious. So like I said, we want to talk about divorce today, not only to talk about it. You know, on Marriage Medicines we talk about it, and we also bring about the solution, the prescription to help you navigate all of these things. Okay, so today, as we are talking about it, we'll also talk about how to prevent divorce. So if you are divorced, welcome. Okay, divorced, welcome. Also, if you are about to, at the verge of going through it, welcome also, because we'll teach you how to prevent that not to happen. And also, for everybody now, you have to listen to this. So in case you are some of the things we'll discuss, if any of those things apply to you, you'll be able to know, so this is what this means, this is where it will end. Let me just withdraw myself from this havoc and maintain the love and the joy that God has established in true marriage. So we'll talk about common causes of divorce and everything like that. So divorce, we know, is a challenging and often painful experience, and painful experience that affect not just the couple, but their families. It affects the community as well. And so understanding the root causes of divorce and learning how to prevent it can help couples build stronger and more resilient relationship. So that's what we'll be talking about today. So don't forget to invite your friends and your family, okay? And turn on your notification button, okay? So when you see our video pop up, like My Medicine's Family Talk Show live, please don't ignore it. All right, just click on it, just a click on it, and learn, and the Lord will help you in Jesus' name.
I like the community that you mentioned. Sometimes the community might be church community. Maybe some people, one of the greatest problems that they have is, how will people in my church react to me being divorced? How would they see that? What about my friends community? What about, so many things? So somebody that I've heard that I was married once, now there's
workplace,
at work,
that have been calling me Mrs.
Exactly. So it's a whole lot.
Mrs.
But because we are only focusing on a section, which is because divorce is broad. I like what you said. Divorce is very broad. So we're going to touch that part of it today. But next time we're going to be bringing in different aspects that. But we want to talk about the prevention. That's very good, and how to prevent it, and the common causes as well that of divorce. So that's what we want to focus on in this episode. We're going to explore that most common reasons that marriages fail, and also we'll discuss communication breakdown, infidelity, and financial stress that leads to divorce. So we also provide practical, actionable advice on how to address these issues that we're going to be raising before they escalate into irreparable problems that you face. And also, we also like to bring to your notice that is how to identify warning signs early. So the warning signs early, and implementing strategies or effective strategies that you can use as couples to navigate the complexities of marriage with greater confidence and harmony and unity in your marriage. So great discussion.
So why we said this is for everybody is whether you are newlywed or you have been wed or you have been married for decades. This discussion aims to equip you with the tools and insight needed to foster a lasting, not just lasting, but a loving partnership. So we want you to stay tuned as we uncover the secret to a successful marriage and share inspiring stories of couples who have overcome their challenges and many more. So let's work together to strengthen our relationships and prevent divorce one step at a time. Let's dive into it. So we also expose, uncover, unpack, whichever we want to call it, some common causes that we see throughout the world today. They are everywhere, from one nation to another, community to another. It's becoming like a normal thing. But we're going to be mentioning, so let me just mention some of them, like the uncommitted view of marriage, or unrealistic view of marriage, or unbiblical view of marriage, or unresolved past, or also unresolved problems from the past. Now, and also unresolved conflict within the marriage. These are the things that actually have as lead to divorce. Okay, so on this first segment, let's firstly talk about causes of divorce.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So causes of divorce, and I know many studies have identified several key factors that usually lead to divorce.
Yes.
And this may include immaturity.
Like marrying it. The other immaturity, I heard that one of the problems is probably some people that are married too early. They might say, because we love each other, we married too early. They might actually not be mature
enough,
so they
to
need
handle
counseling or people that can mentor them. Great point.
That's right. So immaturity and I think lack of commitment.
Yes.
Infidelity.
Yes.
Infidelity, unrealistic expectations. Even selfishness.
Marriage.
Unequal partnership.
Yes.
Hey, okay. Be calming down. I've told you, calm down. Unequal partnership or conflicting priorities.
Yes.
Conflicting priorities, and above all, abuse. Can you see my face? Abuse. I'm saying it with all of my mouth and with my medulla oblongata. So, not jokes apart, but let's break these things down and see how we can address them one after the other.
That's absolutely correct, and because we know that one of the major causes, I think we discussed it in our last episode, which is remarriage. We talked about lack of understanding commitment, which is, we said that marriage requires 100% commitment from either husband or the wife. So that is both partner or both spouses, whichever one we want to call it, require 100%. It's not, marriage is not a 50-50 proposition. So both partner, husband must be fully invested in a marriage, and wife must be fully invested in that same marriage. So when both partners or husband and wife are equally committed, they must be equally committed. Otherwise, if they are not equally committed, trust me, there is problem looming ahead.
Okay, so another significant factor is unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectation, yes. I always say it in all of our videos, and even in my previous videos when I was teaching about 10 volumes
of why marriage fails.
Why marriage fails. So I did a 10. I think I did to 8. I still owe you guys 2, and I will complete it. That's a promise. So unrealistic expectation, but let me explain it very well, because sometimes we hear those words and you go like, what does that even mean? You can't really relate with them. So many people enter marriage expecting it to meet all their relational or emotional or let me say sexual and physical needs without any effort. Who does that? You know, all these things can lead to disappointment. It will lead to disappointment. Even not can. It will lead to disappointment and frustration.
Yes.
And when reality sets in, or when reality doesn't match all your expectations, then it will cause frustration and disappointment. You'll be disappointed. There was a time I remember a lady said the guy, they've been talking and I think they got married. So getting to this country, I think was it in UK, I can't remember, but getting there, the lady said, is this all that you are? You know, maybe in the video the guy was showing the, you know, showing off, and it's just a room and a room and apartment, just an apartment, and so, and you show the and all things like that, and the lady was all, come on, my guy is a millionaire. So getting to the guy's side, I think was here. You can get in there. The guy was disappointed. Like she now called, like, is this all
that you have?
This person talks about this, about it. So she was so disappointed. Like she was, you know, alarming and saying a whole lot of things because she thought
dupe me. This one
that the guy is more than what he calls himself to be. So they are now to start from the beginning. We started talking to them. Like, life is not like that. What if he's showing you everything? Would you have? Even though that's
unrealistic.
That's unrealistic expectations. You know, unrealistic expectations. So expecting too much. Now, wait. Not that you cannot expect too much. Okay, but realistically you have to talk about it. So you let the person knows your expectations, not just imagining those expectations and you just want it to happen as soon as you marry. That will not work.
Let me talk about infidelity. But that's another common cause of marriage. In fact, it's one of the top because it's really causing a lot of people. It breaks hearts and is really it destroys trust, and because we know that trust is the foundation. In fact, we have to take infidelity as a topic. You know, somebody sent a request for cheating. One of the requests we received last week is cheating as well. So we discussed cheating in one of our shows.
Yes, we will discuss it.
We discuss infidelity, cheating, and how to handle it, what to do if your husband
how to get yourself there unknowingly,
and also
how
to
you get yourself.
Yes. And with the causes and everything, we're going to be looking at that. But because we know that foundation, that trust is the foundation of any relationship at all. And when trust is broken, it can incredibly, you know, bring a challenging to that relationship, and how you now have time to build up that trust again. The problem with issue with trust is if trust is broken, it takes time for you to build. It doesn't build by itself. You have to take time to build that trust before the confidence.
And it doesn't build by you just saying oh, it will not happen again.
Yes.
No. So it's more than you just talking about it. Yes.
So you have to have okay, man. You have to have an open communication and setting clear boundaries, which is one of the ways by which you can prevent infidelity. Both of you has to be clear about it.
And let me now talk about the most, not the most, okay, the most popular one that people think is the major.
Yes.
But it's not the major, but it's the most popular.
It's one of the major.
Is financial difficulties.
Yeah.
You know, so financial difficulties also play a significant role in divorce.
Yes.
Okay, and leading to divorce, how to prevent it, what you don't want in your marriage. You don't want. Okay, now I'm talking about money. Money problems can create stress and conflict in a marriage if you don't talk about it. It can lead to divorce. Okay, it has so many, so many. And sometimes the problem is the other person will say, oh, it's because of money that he left me or she left me. No, it's not because of the money actually. It's because you never discuss about it. You never constructively talk about it. So it's essential to have an open and honest discussion about your finances. It's very important. This is what will happen. This is how we will dig. This is what we will do. This is what we can offer. This is what we can do. This is what we cannot do. This is the plan. At a point in time, you understand, and you guys need to work together to manage money effectively. And I always hear something. Please, if you cannot afford a school fees for your kids, if the school fees is more than one of you guys' salary, okay, then it doesn't make sense. If one of you guys' salary goes to just school fees for your kids, then it doesn't make sense. Okay, so try as much as you can to talk about finances. Is huge. Sometimes you might think, oh, it's not the problem, it's not because of money, but if you dig deep into it, you will realize that it's because of the money part of the relationship that you're having that frustration and difficulties.
That's true.
Do you want to talk about the unbiblical view?
Okay, let me talk about unbiblical view of marriage. Some people have, many people have this unbiblical view of marriage. That is when you prioritize physical attraction and enjoyment over spiritual and emotional connection. Some people just when you see somebody, when you see somebody and they, oh, all I want is, oh, it looks good, oh, she looks good, oh, 6 packs is there, and so many things like that. Let me say, I mean, so many. Because you might meet somebody at the, let me say, in a party, and the person is already, well, everything is put together, right? But when you get home, that's a different ballgame. It's not about not being fine, but the physical attraction is not the only thing.
It's not
beauty. It's not just
part of it.
It's part of it because you have to be attracted to the person that you want to date. It's very essential. So we have to talk about. It's also, you look at the emotional and the spiritual connection that you people have, because a strong marriage really is built on a deep and intimate connection with God. So God is at the center of your marriage, which then actually forms the foundation for human's closeness, every human closeness. When somebody loves God, then the second you love, in fact, when they asked Jesus, what is the greatest? He said, love God. So the number 1 is love God. Then 2, love your neighbor. Because your wife is your neighbor. Your wife's your friend.
I know my pastor will take you to that level.
Whatever. So it's very essential to look at that. That's your friend as well. That's your sister. A guy that is married. In fact, we read something from the book of Proverbs that was saying, I sketched it in my Bible, that's how couples should view themselves. So Solomon was talking about, and that's my sister. So look, I think it was Song of Solomon. So it was saying, my sister. I said, you should look at your wife as your sister. you should look at your husband as your brother. That's why when we talk about abuse, when you look at your wife as your brother, can you abuse your brother? Can you abuse your sister? And that's it. And we look at that. So.
Come on, Pastor. Like seriously, I'm just trying to make it like.
It's true.
Very, but that's deep. So now let's talk about unresolved problems from the past.
Yes.
From the past, because so many times a lot of people run with their past, and it's affecting their now, and even not just their now, their future. Not just their future, their generation. When I say generation, I mean your children, your children's children. What they see is different from what you tell them. So what they see is more important than what you tell them. Okay, so from I was talking about the past, okay? So maybe it's emotional wounds from childhood or guilt over failed relationships and character flaws. Character flaws can all impact a marriage, so and all those things lead to.
I want you to stop you. I want to stop you for a minute and just, what's that emotional wounds from childhood? Is there any example of that?
Okay, emotional wounds from childhood. Maybe growing up, your parents, they appreciate one of you more than the other person, and that's already registered a kind of I'm not enough in your head. Like I've done a lot. Still, my parents still talk. Even when my brother or my sister, when they do like half or 10% of what I've done, they just, oh yeah, my daughter is this, my son is that. And because of that, you're like, there's nothing I can do. Like, let me say, the emotional part of it or the scar is you've seen your parents' relationship, the marriage, you see the havoc, the toxic relationship, the abuse, and growing up, you're like, if marriage is
it's
this,
like that, it's true.
Then
That's
I'm
emotional
not.
wounds.
Yes, so I'm not interested in it. So when you say you're not interested in marriage, when people tell me that during counseling, I'll ask why.
Yes.
No, nothing. I don't like. There's always a reason.
There's a
to
wound.
Everything in life. Nobody just make a decision and say, no, I don't want to do this. So there's something that has been there growing up. It might not even be your parents. It might be your uncle that you love so much, or your auntie that you respect so much, or you have about 5 friends and 4 of them are going through difficulties in their marriage, and you go like, number 1, number 2, 3, 4. So are you saying my own will be different? It can't be different because I've seen it all. No, you haven't seen it all. So you have to resolve it. You have to deal with that childhood trauma and talk about, if you don't, let me tell you, if you are the smartest person in the world, it will affect your relationship, it will affect your marriage, and it will lead to divorce. So to prevent yourself, you need to take care of yourself and make sure that you are healed, you resolve it, and that will guide you and help you in your journey, in your marriage. So, and also I want to talk about not just the childhood guilt or the wounds, the emotion, not that the flaws. I only want to talk about the identity issues.
Okay.
You know, I made an example already. You know, your identity. Maybe your parents form a kind of false identity into your head that is not yours. You understand? Or you are in a relationship. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend keeps telling you, you are this. You made me react to you like that. You made me slap you. You made me hurt you. It's because you are dumb. It's because you don't say things that make sense. See, I've met a couple who said to me that something happened and we called them. I don't know if you remember. And what I'm talking about is about 17 years ago or even more. Like 20 years ago. Okay. So, and we called them, you remember now, because I was what they said. And the wife was talking, and the husband said, oh, I've forgotten you are the one.
Oh, yes.
That is it. Because to him, the wife is not saying anything that makes sense. So it was like, oh,
that it's you that I'm speaking to.
I've forgotten that it's you I'm speaking to. Oh, the lady got so mad. Like, wow, is that how little?
I should have asked my friends.
Yes.
What the advice I'm asking you, I know you won't give me any reasonable advice. I've forgotten that it's you that I'm talking to.
Come on.
What is
so that's deep. So maybe they form that they now create that identity like, okay, my parents say I'm this. My partner, my boyfriend,
my teacher said
my teacher. Hey, those teachers are the worst. God will forgive all of them. I know that doesn't really happen now. It's still happening, but not like in our own days, where a teacher will tell you that you cannot make it, that you cannot become anything, you cannot amount to anything. Oh, because you are and you know, growing up, we thought it's only when you know maths, English, that you can be successful. When you are very good with physics or chemistry, you are hot. Oh my goodness. You are hot, you know. So and people in what do we call it? The commercial.
No, it's science and in I don't know.
The
science.
Second level or the third level. Yes. So or you are in art or something?
Yes.
Oh Jesus. The Lord will forgive all of them. Anyway, but all those things can form that identity issue with yourself. Yes, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. No matter what anybody tells you, even if you make a mistake, you see, you will tell yourself in your head that you see, that is it. So, poorly developed decision-making skills and all of those things and lack of social skills can also contribute to marital strife. So, marriage, let me tell you, marriage exposes your real self. So people think, oh, it's because my marriage is not good. Marriage makes you see yourself. What you can do and what you cannot, your capacity. And that's why you have to. So it's not only when you're having problem that you go for counseling. Even when things are going good, you still have to go for counseling to make sure that you stay on the things that is making your marriage work and you run away from the things that can cause your marriage a kind of havoc. So and inadequate self-image can cause all this decision making, because so many times, let me tell you, 50% of people that says, oh, I'm not interested again, going all out for divorce, and when they look back, most of the time they regret it, like, I should have done it better, I should have done it this way, I never knew. If I have heard this, I wouldn't have done that. The only thing I will not sign for, and we're still going to talk about that, is abuse, emotionally or physical abuse. No, please run for your life, run for safety. Then separation. We'll talk about it. Separation is different from divorce. Okay,
we would explain that.
So self-image and self-destructive habits. So, oh God, I'm talking. So when I say self-destructive habits, I'm talking about if you have what's this
addiction?
Addiction. You have some addiction that you can. Some people, what destroy their marriage is they can be on the phone for 3 hours and your partner will be there looking and like, what's going on? Except, and some people stay behind. I work on, is my phone that is giving me, is my workplace. If it's your workplace, you should know the time to work. Set a time frame to work and work out all this, and let your partner understand what you're saying. Don't let us forget what the Bible says. In Ephesians 4:17-18, it says, so I tell you this, you must no longer live as the Gentiles do. I will explain, it's explained further, in the futility of their thinking. Okay? Listen to this part. It says they are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them. Not just that, due to hardening of their heart.
That's true. That's very...
Let me breathe in and breathe out. With all I've said, I hope you're learning.
Yes.
I hope you are writing something down. I hope you are not taking this thing for granted.
17-18. Please.
Yes, 17-18.
Please, let's write
Please read over it over and over, and you will see that.
Hardening of heart.
Or when I hear people say, no, don't talk about the scripture, don't talk about Bible. I'm talking about my husband is this, my wife is this. I don't want to talk about Bible. I don't know where you want to learn from. I don't know. Because
you're a Christian, we're talking to most of us. Anyway. Yes. Okay, let's also address unresolved conflicts within the marriage. she has spoken about unresolved conflict from the past.
Yes.
That is, you have to work on that. I also want to talk about unresolved conflicts within the marriage. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So I'm talking about issues like marital unfaithfulness. The one she talked about, you spoke about, is the past that you bring into marriage, into your marriage. But this one could be there are some unresolved conflicts within the marriage. For instance, I'm talking about marital unfaithfulness or domestic violence or addictive behaviors in your marriage or conflicting priorities. All this can actually create significant challenges in any marriages. Okay, let me another example is contradictory parenting styles. Maybe in your family, the way you have determined to raise your children. If a husband has a style that he wants to use to raise his children, and the wife also has different style to raise the children, or even to discipline the children. And when those things are not discussed, they will always cause conflict within any marriage. Or let me say money mismanagement. Money mismanagement can cause that, or mental emotional disorders. They can all lead to unresolved conflict in any marriage. So it has to be handled diligently. Or let me say another example is maybe interfering family members or friends. Maybe they all cause strain in a lot of relationship. You have to discuss. Maybe you want to go out. Oh, I'm going out with my friends. You come back this also time. I'm doing this and everything. Or my friends they intrude into a relationship. Please discuss all these things, because even in the Bible, 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 14 to 16 reminds us, I'll just paraphrase it, that as obedient children, it said, do not conform to the evil desires you had when you live in ignorance. We are Christians, we are believers, we're no longer living in ignorance. He said, but just as he who called you is holy, he said, so be you too holy. You must be holy, every one of us, in all that you do. He didn't say part of the things you do, but all that you do. He said, for it is written, be holy because I am holy. So another version will say, for I am holy. So we have to consider that as children of the living God.
Saying another version. Jesus, help me. Okay, so moving on to the second segment, we want to explore some practical examples. I know even the first one we said a lot of examples. So, this thing burns, is burning thing, is burning desire in our heart. Because we have friends and family, colleagues,
It's true.
Our community, and you hear some things. It's ridiculous, and people sometimes when we go out, I'm sorry to say this, sorry babe.
No.
Sometimes when we go out, maybe because we gist a lot, we laugh a lot, we talk. So when we are talking or we are just laughing, of course, not looking at them, we are just maybe we went for shopping and we're just laughing, or you see something, they will laugh. I will say something, they will laugh. And people will just approach us and say, how long have you been married?
Yes.
Even though it can seem like, people are acting. And it's not for a show off. For those that knows us closely, it's just normal. Okay? And people ask, when have you been married? Or they will ask, when have you known each other? And sometimes we just look at ourselves and smile like, what brought about that? And even they will say, so looking at us, the way we joke, even we run after each other in the street. You get when we go out. And so I think for that, they would now think, oh, maybe these ones are newly, they don't know, like they are pitying us. They don't know that marriage is tough and things like that. So immediately we mention like, oh, we've known each other for 27 years. They'll say, okay, where? And they'll just go. They will vamos, or some people will just be quiet and look at us somehow and go. Even though it can be a thing of, oh wow, I didn't like it. The reason why I do not like it is what kind of mentality do they have about marriage? What God has established.
Yeah.
So if we don't take care of these things, it will seem like, oh, anything that God establishes, like it's a big problem, like it's unresolved, like a difficult, even as difficult as our body as human beings. God gave some people the knowledge, the wisdom to be able to say, oh, this vein, this is vein, this vein is from this place, is from that, and they do some surgical operations and things like that. It's the same thing. Please, He has given us so many things to use to make our life comfortable. So when we are going through something in our marriages, or you are at the verge of divorcing each other, see, it's not God. Don't say, God, why are you doing this to me? Or what have you done? It's our choices. It's the choices that we make, and we can work on it to make it work. The reason why things don't work out sometimes is pride. People don't want to take it, but it's pride. Hardening your heart is pride. And me, how dare my husband do this? How dare my wife do this to me? And because of that, you're saying no to that marriage. Please, let's be patient with each other. Let's love on each other. I quickly want to talk about uncommitted view of marriage. Uncommitted view of marriage. Let me give this example. If you or your spouse believe that marriage won't significantly change your lifestyle, no, it's a wrong view. It's uncommitted view about your marriage. Or if you continue to prioritize hobbies, friends over spending quality time together, that's a wrong view. Like when you want to enjoy yourself, then you remember your friends. Like, let me tell you, it's very wrong for you to have friends who are closer than you, than your husband, closer to you than your husband or your wife.
Yes, it's true.
That alone is a problem. So when people come for counseling and they start talking and say, okay, hold on, let's start from the beginning. Because you can keep saying you did this, you did that, she did this, she did that, I'm not interested again. But what happened? How did you get to that point? Okay, so please, let's make sure we take note of all these things. Don't prioritize your friends. Don't prioritize your extended families, your hobbies. I like to watch football for 16 hours, neglecting the other person that you are together. So if you watch ball for 16 hours, you sleep for 8 hours, so it's 24 hours. So what's left for the other person? You understand? I just use football. I'm not on you, men, please. I just use football. That was just, came to my mind. So all these things can lead to feeling of neglect and frequent arguments in your marriage, and it will lead to divorce if you don't take care of it.
Another point is unrealistic view of marriage. Unrealistic, apart from unrealistic view of marriage. Let me give an example. That is, maybe you yourself or your partner or your spouse, your husband, enter into a marriage with the belief that love alone will solve all problems. Because every time we talk about marriage, the only thing, or most of the time, the only thing we mention is marriage. Oh, do you love each other? Yes, let's go. No. Do you trust each other? Has to be asked. Do you trust each other? Is he faithful? What about his character? What about our character? There are so many. So, a realistic view of marriage is not just all about love. Don't enter into a marriage with only the view that love will solve every other. So that is, if you are ignoring the need for compromise or communication or effort to work on your marriage, that might actually, can lead to disappointment or resentment when real life challenges arise, because real life challenges will arise, always arise, such as financial difficulties or stress of raising children. Those are the things. So don't
stress
have
of raising children. Sorry.
Exactly.
Stress of raising children. That's deep. Because sometimes it's just on one-sided thing. Stress of raising children. Even when some challenges come, you go to your mother. I don't know where we got that notion from. That is only the woman will raise kids. Is a wrong notion. Please, let's erase it. Let's delete it from our heart. Even in the scripture, let me tell you, most of the time, even the prayer parts too, I've always wanted to say this. I think I've mentioned it severally. Okay, we talk about, oh, woman, touch your tummy, pray for your wife. Those things are fantastic. We have to do it. But if you check the scripture, most of the time, God always talk to men, instruct them to pray for their children. Yes. Men, don't neglect taking care of your children to your wife. Yes. Please, is you guys' responsibility. So the word of, oh, is my, oh, your mother do this. Oh, is that what you... If anything is happening to your children, the fault is from both of you.
Yeah.
Please, men, be in charge. Be in place where God has placed you. Nurture your children and your wife in the way that they should go. Now, husband and wife, nurture your children as their parents in the way that they should go. That's what the Bible says. So that notion of women raising kids and men, so it's only when tough things happen and the woman say, oh, I will report you to your father. You are already telling your children as a woman that, okay, you have to fear me, you have to be afraid of your father, you have to respect your father more than you do to me. It's very simple. It's a joint effort. 100% from the wife, 100% from the husband to raise godly children. Yeah. The Lord will help us. Okay, so yes, I want to talk about unbiblical view of marriage.
Yes,
is this, I want to say, I'll just say it's a short one, and I'll just say straight, just the way it is. Okay, let me just give you an example. Thank you. So time. Okay, so if you or your spouse have different views on the role of faith in your marriage, or if one of you believes in the biblical principles of mutual respect and partnership, and your spouse holds a more secular view, there's a problem already. Yes. Okay, these fundamental differences can create a lot of problems, making it difficult to agree on core values and principles. Yes. So when you want to get married, yes, and you tell each other, oh, I'm a Christian, oh, and the other person say, oh, I'm other belief, whatever, and you tell each other, no, we'll not disturb ourselves, I will allow you to do this, you will allow me to do that, and you agree. Now, what we are telling you is more than that. That's why the Bible says, do not.
Yes, marry only in the Lord.
Marry only in the Lord, please. I don't want to joke with that. This is a matter of, oh, you are segregating. Marry in the Lord. Please. Is it, now, listen, marry in the Lord. People say, even the people in the Lord, they are bad character. They are doing, that's their character. It has nothing to do with you obeying the Lord.
Biblical instruction. It's true.
And make sure you marry, yes, marry right. Marry the right person. Yeah. So this is a matter of even Christians, brothers, they are doing, the people out there, they are better, they take care of. See, it's deeper than that. Okay? It's deeper than that. Marrying the Lord, simple as ABC. So you marrying the Lord does not mean you marry somebody that is not capable.
Yes.
So those are the things you need to check. So marrying in the Lord means, oh, you just marry anybody.
Of course, no, open your eyes.
No, open it wide. Open it wide.
Yes, it's true. But so, it has to, yes.
Yes. So like now, I've seen a lot of examples of couples that we've counseled. Like, he told me, she told me. And the problem is this, not just about the two of you alone, it will affect your children. Yeah. Because you will take them to this today. The other person will take them to that tomorrow. It's confusing. It's not nice. And it's not fair on the children. So you have to agree. Even when you agree, it's not enough. So marrying the Lord to remove all this chaos. Because it will get to a point, if you take my children to your church, or if you take my children to the other something, oh, you cannot be shouting at night when I'm sleeping. Oh, you cannot wake up in the morning and say you want to go and do this. You know, all those things. Save yourself. From all this havoc, from the edict.
It's true.
That's what the Bible teaches. Save yourself from this stress, and the Lord will help you. And because if you don't, it can create emotional distance and in your current marriage, and causing tension and frustration. So if you have to do what you got to do, and the Lord will help you. Okay.
Yeah, that's very good. Also, let me also give an example of unresolved problems from the past, just as you mentioned. Like, let me say yourself, your husband, or your wife have this unresolved trauma from a past relationship, in which you are now in a new relationship, and you haven't actually sought counseling or spoken to somebody that can help
about
you,
it.
yeah, or support you to heal from the past. All of these unresolved issues can actually show up.
Yeah.
They can really show up as trust issues, because the person will be like, oh, what did I do now? Meanwhile, it's not about him or about her. It's about what you have not resolved in the past. Maybe your husband did something, or your ex-husband or your past husband did something,
ex-wife,
or ex-wife did something, and now you're in a new relationship. When that something similar comes, it will trigger something in you that will make you jump on your, and the person will be like, what did I do? Meanwhile, it's not about him.
It's not about the person, your partner.
It's about
your past.
What you have not resolved in the past, because they will show up and they will come up. So, and the problem is that it can actually create emotional distance in your current marriage. It can create tension and frustration, not only to you, but only to the person that you are dating now. And that can really lead to another divorce. So these are the way you prevent them.
What we're saying is, you have gone through it the first time, and the second time, if you don't deal with what happened to the first one, it will happen to the second one again. So it's not about finding, oh, this person is better than the first person, and because of that, most of the time people now say, oh, I think my first marriage is even better. Maybe I wasn't patient enough to deal with what was causing the problem in the first place. Now moving to another person, and let me say this quickly, moving to another person, at first it will be very sweet, because you guys are trying to just satisfy each other's view of yourselves, to make yourself look good. But if you don't deal with all these things we talked about, let me tell you, you will go through it again, and you now say, oh, I think marriage is not for me. I've heard a lot of people says that the marriage is not for me, and this comes to my mind just now. Please, if you have kids, I know most of the time men will say, what's my business? It's the woman's problem. You have 3 kids for 3 different men who will want to marry you, who want to take the responsibility. That's a lie. Please don't believe that. Do not believe that. Okay, it's you guys' because anybody that will marry the guy as well will say, oh, you have 3 kids for 3 different women. What happened to them? That is not working. So don't let anybody put something in your head and make you feel like you are not enough. The problem is from you. Any marriage that breaks, the problem is from both sides. I said it last week. Even if yours is 99% and the other person is just 1%, it's still not complete, because it's not 100%. So please try as much as you do to resolve that. So let me quickly talk about unresolved conflict within the marriage. So when I say unresolved conflict, let me give you an example. If you or your spouse frequently argue about household responsibilities, if you always argue about financial management, but you avoid addressing this conflict constructively. So when I say constructively, we are not blaming yourselves. Oh, it's your fault. It's my fault. You are the problem. You are the one not making us, to be financially buoyant, because you have to discuss it, and you have to set your priority right. What you need at a point in time, what is important, what is needed, so you can know how to take care of those responsibilities. So if you are hoping they will resolve on their own, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Okay, the unresolved conflict can build up over time. So don't say, this doesn't happen to us, but if you see a little traces of it, please talk about it, because it can become as something you never expected that will happen to you. Please, let's take care of things. Don't say that's little. Oh, my marriage is better than that person's marriage. That's not why we are here. We want everybody to be happy and understand the purpose of marriage. Okay, so and
enjoy their marriage
and enjoy
yes,
themselves. So please don't let all these things create a toxic environment that can be difficult to handle, where you will say, oh, I'm not interested anymore. So moving on to the third segment,
the last
and
yes.
So to the third segment, let's just give you a little prescription for your marriage. If you are about to divorce, or you are divorced already and you want to get into another relationship, we talked about remarriage, so go and watch and learn from it. But you can also learn from here also. Or you are just at the verge of, no, I'm done with this man, I'm done with this woman, I don't think I can do this anymore. So let's just give you little things. Please, we are doing all this so you can know that you can come and talk to us. Please, we don't charge, it's free. Book an appointment. That's all we are saying. Book an appointment, ask for it, and we'll be able to help you. And please, I want to urge men, please go for counseling. Please, it doesn't make you less of yourself. In fact, it makes you being a committed, responsible man. That's just what it is. So I want to say this, that please try to prioritize your relationship. Make time for yourselves, make time for each other regularly, whether it is through date night or shared hobbies. Continue to date your partner, or something that you like to do together to enjoy, or simply spending quality time together. When I say quality time together, not just talking about the bills or talking about the children, what they are going through, what you need to do. No, let it be just about the two of you. You understand? Or you can play games together. Then another thing you need to do is set common goals. Okay, set common goals. I'm saying work together to set and achieve goals, both big and small. All these things can strengthen your bond and commitment. Okay, so when I set goals, maybe you want to buy a property together, you want to own an estate or a business together, or even little things, you want to pay school fees, or you want to train your children in a you want them to go for something, or their interest, you want to work on it. Sit together, talk about it, and build on it. All those things, even in an organization, they will put a group of each department together. When you don't work together, that department can never win.
It's true.
That's why at a workplace they will say, oh, any department that wins this particular thing, you'll be given this. And it will make everybody to work forcefully together as a team, and bring out the good. So please work together. And another thing I want to talk about is communicate openly. We say this every time. Discuss your expectations and needs openly to ensure both of you feel valued and understood. Yes,
that's very important. In a marriage, you must feel valued. Don't every time you feel undervalued or unheard, please discuss it. Don't just say, yes, I don't feel valued.
It's in anger.
Your marriage. It's your marriage. You have to feel valued in your marriage. If you don't feel valued in your marriage, where would you really feel? You have to feel valued in your marriage, please. That's very essential. And also,
and if you notice, just to add to that, no matter how you get praises outside, if you don't feel valued in your home, you will never be happy. Because the truth is, everything starts from there. So even if you don't feel valued out there, and you are valued even in your home, you'll be extremely happy, because you won't even care about any other person.
Of course.
You get what I mean? You get it?
It's very important to feel valued anyway, especially in your marriage and in your family. To feel valued in your marriage is very important. To feel valued in your family, within your family, is very essential. And that's it. So in the office, you might not be able to force it. So you have people with different characters, and you're not going to live with them forever. But when you cannot but live with your family members forever. You cannot but live with your partner or in your marriage, maybe with children or something like that forever.
Do you want to talk about
yes? Let me give another Let me give another prescriptions. We're talking about prescription that will help you in your marriage. Is it's how to manage expectations. Managing expectations, because you understand that we all understand that marriage requires effort. Marriage requires effort. Marriage requires compromise. You must be able to compromise, and patience. Those are the things that marriage require, and many other things. It's not what marriage is not always perfect. In fact, no marriage is perfect. But working through challenges together can strengthen your will strengthen your relationship. And also seeking counseling. Counseling, you must consider, if you are not married now, please consider premarital counseling. If you are already married, please consider marital counseling. So what that does is to help you gain realistic insight and also the tools for managing expectations, and also celebrate small wins. Let me say you have you acknowledge or you celebrate the small successes, maybe your increment of salary, or you have sales in your business. Celebrate those things and enjoys in your marriage to maintain a positive look. It's not just, oh, I have these big goals. The small things you achieve is not being celebrated. No, you don't wait for something big. Start by celebrating small things.
Celebrate your children.
And celebrate your children. If you have children, celebrate yourselves. Don't wait till, I like that. Don't wait until the birthday or your wedding anniversary to actually write mind-blowing stories about your husband and or your wife. And sometimes the wife will say, was that me? So, because some husband can never believe, or some wife can never believe what the husband wrote about them. That should be someone else. Probably you were writing about somebody else. Because you will wait. Sorry. Don't wait until the time of your wedding anniversary or your birthday, the birthday of your wife. You bring all the pictures in the world and you begin writing and the wife will be like, was that me or someone else? Why? Because she's not used to a husband complimenting your wife. So please, those are small wins. Appreciate your wife, not only on birthdays or wedding anniversary. The same thing, wives. Please appreciate your husband. Let him know you love and you value and you respect, each other.
Not only when he's spending on you.
Not only.
And not only when your wife gives birth. That's when you know. Yes, you are now a real wife. You are now a real wife. How? Where?
What is it?
Where has been giving birth, making you the best, a real wife?
No.
Those things are very wrong. Okay. Even cooking, taking care of the house. Appreciate each other. Let's start from there. Those little things. Even taking care of the bathroom. Oh, thank you. Whoever is doing it, just say thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. True. Not that he's supposed to do it or she's supposed to do it. No, no one is supposed to do anything.
All this thing leads to
appreciate each other very well, genuinely. So also and make sure you align on your core values. What do I mean by that? I'm saying, have open discussions about your beliefs and values to ensure you're on the same page. And regarding the role of faith in your marriage is very important. Respect your differences, respect each other's perspectives and find common ground where possible. Also, compromise and mutual respect are important. When you compromise, you need to.
Marriage is all about compromise.
It's all about that.
Always.
So, and also embrace faith together. I'm saying engage in activities that strengthen your spiritual connection, like attending churches together. Don't say you go, we'll join you. Oh, my wife always delay because of makeup. Make sure you do it together. There are some things she will have to do before you finish. You just finish, put on your you are done. But there are some things she will do before dressing up. Please do it together so you can also quicken her in our makeup. And women too, please, I beg you, sir, I beg you, ma, with your makeup 5 hours. Please, let's manage it. You remember, it's all about God. So there won't be like, okay, every time from whom you always fight about, oh, be quick, you are angry getting to church. So how do you want to even, do all those things when you go to church? I'm saying embrace your faith together, attending church service together, praying together, or studying the word of God together. Yes. Those things are very important.
They are very important. Another prescription we will give you is also you can seek professional help. Anytime you do, maybe you have unresolved issues, so you can actually, with professional help, you can address unresolved traumas or issues from the past to help you. That they will help you. Therapists can help you. Counselors can help you. Now also, we can share your past experiences with your spouse, which will foster understanding and support. And also try to build trust. Let me say there is an issue that you have. Please, we have to build trust. Need to be built. That is, you work on building trust through consistency. That you have to be consistent. They have to, if you have lied or you are a liar or something like that, or your wife couldn't trust your husband, you have to work on that. You have to be consistent so that they can trust you. If you promise, oh, I'm not going to go into that addiction anymore, you have to truthfully be consistent. If you break one, then it will take you back to the beginning again, because you messed up the trust again. So that means make up your mind. You have to start building again. So when you are building, please be consistent. Then require supportive action and open communication. You let them know, this is how far I'm gone. This I will make it.
So sorry, before we go, please, this prescription is important.
Yes.
And I want to say, address issues promptly.
Yes.
I'm saying, don't let conflict fester. Please, addressing issue as they arise to prevent them from escalating.
It's true.
Don't wait forever. Don't say, oh, I will tell him or her when we, when there is, no. Address it. The reason why we always look for, hey, let me say it, when this is because the way we approach those things are not good enough. You understand? So please,
the right thing, the wrong
and also, this is important. Listen to me. Listen to me. I want to listen. Practice active listening. That's what I want to say. Listen to your partner's concern without interrupting or becoming defensive. Most of the time when they say, what do you mean by that? I don't, hold on, be patient now, okay? So, you don't have to defend anything.
Yes.
Okay, so validate their feelings first.
Yes.
Then how do you validate their feelings? That, oh, I'm sorry, I understand that you, is that how you feel about this? Oh, I never knew. I'm sorry, I don't know. And if you actually did it and you know that it hurt them, just apologize and say the reason. Oh, I thought, and say, oh, okay, this is why I did. I thought you were doing this, so I had to revenge, which is very bad. So apologize to each other. I'm saying, please listen to each other. Listen to your partner concerns without interrupting. Let them express themselves properly, and or don't become too defensive. Don't defense at all. Let them express themselves. Let your husband express himself. Let your wife express herself before defending yourself. So now when they know that, okay, you've listened to them appropriately and you acknowledge their concern, then you can now say, wow, I never knew. This is what actually happened that led to that. But not just saying, no, what do you mean? So you are saying I don't love you? After 20 years, you mean I don't love you with all that I've done? No, it's not like that. Easy, brother, take it easy. Sister, take it easy. Okay? So validate each other's feelings, work together to a point of solution, okay? And communicate your feelings and needs, and avoid blaming or accusing your partner.
Oh, I like that.
Whew, let's stop blaming ourselves. Let's stop accusing ourselves. And I tell people that most of the time when you accuse, listen, oh, maybe your husband or your wife said, oh, this is good. Maybe you have two options to do something, and one of you's voice is very strong, and you went and something happened, I say, see, I told you, don't do that. Because some of the decisions that person has made that has been good, you never said, I'm sorry, and I almost discourage you, see, you've done well. We don't do that. It's only when that thing goes wrong and we say, oh, you see, I told you. Please, the blame game, let's remove it from our life, from our marriage. Brother, sister, no blame game, please. So, yes, this segment, we're not going to do anything about it today, but we just want to talk about it. That from next week, now you can call in live, okay? You can call in and ask us questions, and we will answer. If we are not able to at that point in time, then we'll make a video, or in our next live, we'll talk about it, we address it. And it's mommy and daddy, our young people, encourage them to call in, okay? Encourage them to ask questions, or the questions that you know that you are unable to answer them, you can ask on their behalf, or you can send us a message. Send it to mymedicines@gmail.com. Send your request, or you can call in, or you can text us on 470. Okay, let me say, if you are calling from overseas, you can just +1, then 470-969-2055.
Yes.
Again, +1 470-969 2055.
Yes.
Okay, so just call in, and from next week live, you can call in. We'll pick your call as you're speaking now. We'll pick your call when you call in, and we answer your question. And if you want your question that you want us to put it on speaker, so the word can hear you as we're asking, just the way we are speaking now, we'll do that. If you don't want us to put it on speaker, you just want to speak, yes, we'll take your call, and we can just say discuss whatever you talk to us about. So, signing out.
That's all we've got for today, guys.
On today's My Medicines Family Talk show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have fun. And not just that, I hope you're learning. Please tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yes.
This show will continue. Continue. Yes. Till Jesus starts.
Amen.
So it's here to learn, to teach ourselves, and to enjoy God's purpose and the reason, the purpose of marriage. If our marriage can work effectively, our community, our city, our state, our nation will work effectively. The Lord will help us in Jesus' name. So join us next time as we continue to explore topics that strengthens marriages and families. Until then, I'm Juliana Olubu.
I'm Joshua Olubu.
Please don't forget to subscribe to all our YouTube channel. Like, share My Medicines YouTube channel, or the Olubu Variety Hour. Please, you find the video there just right away, immediately after we finished it. Please subscribe to all our social media platforms. Send your questions, send topic you want us to treat, and we'll be right there for you. Signing out with mine,
Joshua Olubu
and Juliana Olubu on My Medicines Family Talk Show. Stay blessed, and God bless you.
Building
a triumphant relationship.
Building
a triumphant marriage.
There you go.
We love you. Stay blessed.
We love you.
Stay connected.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you.